welcome, let's have a good time. And right now I want to welcome our esteemed international guest and all-round good guy, straight out of Chicago, Martin Atkins, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. You know, Peter and Patrick, I think we did a conference call a few weeks ago, maybe a couple of months ago. You wanted to switch out the slides for me? And they're like, hey, we want you to come to Melbourne Music Week. I'm like, I don't fucking care. No, we really want you to come, it's a big thing, you know, so don't care. 3 phone calls later, they're like, you know, Kylie Minogue started here. I'm like, get me on that fucking plane now, here I come. So, here's my shit. I think you should know what people have done before they give you advice, so that you can decide whether to follow that advice or put it in the shredder. So my background is starting playing drums when I was 9, drinking Newcastle Brown and backing strippers when I was 11. And then pretty much it's been downhill all the way since then. I joined Public Image Limited in 1979, played with those guys for 5 years. Killing Joke Ministry, 9 Inch Nails. I had my own band Pigface, featuring Danny from Tool, Flea from the Chili Peppers and 400 or 500 others. I had my own label, my own studio, my own music publishing, merchandising. I wrote this book in 2007 called Tour Smart. There you go, that's all you need to know. It's really heavy. I wrote another book called Welcome to the Music Business, You're Fucked. Which you can get a free download of this. Everybody here, there'll be a code in a little while. If you get your smartphones ready, there'll be a code. So you can get this as a free download. I've got 4 kids. I teach in Madison. I'm an appalling DJ, which you can find out in the flesh next Thursday at North Coast Social. And this is my shit. Welcome to the music business. You're So before I start, I thought, what could I do? What little tip could I throw that would unite us all at the beginning of this? And it's this: what to do when one of your songs is used in the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games. So, hands up, who had a song used in the opening ceremony of the Olympic Games oh, it's just me. But anyway, let's go through those tips just so you know. Don't start a conversation with it. Basic networking skill. Don't be like, hey, Olympics. Don't do that. Don't keep mentioning it over and over again. Hey, Olympics. Share the credit with anybody you should share the credit with. Be thankful. I think most importantly, stay humble. If it ever should happen to you, which I don't think it is, but if it should, stay humble. Should we just recap that? Share the credit, be thankful, don't start a conversation, don't keep mentioning it, and stay humble. Yeah. What an asshole. What a complete asshole. Before I forget, quick networking tip. Anybody want a quick networking tip? Turn to the person to your left. Smash him in the fucking nuts. Bam! Male or female, lady nuts. Bam! You'll bond with that person in the emergency room or in the subsequent trial, whatever. Just a tip. I like to throw these tips out. Rock stars wanted. Are there any rock stars here today? Hello, Melbourne? Can we try that again? Because it was appalling. Are there any rock stars here today? Yeah. That's great, because Jimmy John's Sandwich Shop is looking for some rock stars. Why would I do that? Why would I do that to you? Well, yeah, still being an asshole. But 2, I think I'm trying to illustrate that Everything now is participatory. Everybody's a rock star. Everybody's a DJ. Bad DJ. Everybody's a producer. Everybody's doing it. People are mixing songs on their phones really badly. It doesn't matter. It's their shitty remix of your precious song on their phone. People just doing it. I came over on Virgin, and they've started Virgin Rockstar service on the airline. I went, well, what is that? Do you catch like an STD in the toilet and they try and sell you some crap, but it turns out to be a piece of soap? So, everything's changing all the time. MySpace is back. What? I don't know any of my fucking passwords. Who here isn't tweeting? Proudly not tweeting. You've got to start tweeting. It's not like you won't be judged on it. They're not going to put the tweets on your fucking gravestone. You just have to tweet. It sends people to your Facebook, which sends people to your website. Hootsuite. Anybody use Hootsuite? It's a way to schedule. Yeah, I mentioned it at South by, and they sent me a fucking sticker. Thanks. Thank you so much. It's a way to schedule your tweets. So if you get a show in the States and you're in Cleveland, your tweet can be saying, 60 minutes to go, Cleveland, TikTok. 30 minutes to go, Cleveland, we're in the dressing room getting ready, we're gonna rock this town. 15 minutes to go, here we go, I'm putting on my pants, it's gonna be a rocking great show. And because of Hootsuite, you can just be in the toilets banging up heroin, and you've had Hootsuite send out all these emails to you. That's why it gets the asterisk. Yeah, lots of stuff. Pinterest was new 4 weeks ago, and all of this stuff, and now Pinterest has a rival called Favori. Like, I think I did a Pinterest page. Anybody here have a Pinterest page? Oh, you sad loser. No, top marks to you for staying on top of the social media curve. But I just can't deal with it. It's just too quick. Everything's changing all the time. That's not me. That's fucking Heraclitus, right? Over 200 years ago. So what about formats? You're not giving me the nod already. What about formats? There was a cylinder. My granddad left me his cylinder player. Flat records, 33, 78, 45. Reel to reel. I love my reel. I bought Steve Albini's reel to reel machine. It's fucking gorgeous. The 8-track cartridge. Yes. Cassettes, CDs, MP3, lossless FLACs, and streaming. What's next? What's happening next? Well, vinyl is peaking, just as I've thrown all my vinyl away. And this is just a chart, so if anybody wants to take a picture, someone will see it and go, look at that, Martin Atkins is all over this shit. It looks like a pretty good chart. I have no clue what it says. Here's a bicycle that plays vinyl, right? If you see somebody on this bike riding, playing vinyl, punch him in the fucking face. And here's something to make me look international. Global. Shit. Right now someone's looking at this going, look at that, he's pointing at the international charts. Book him. Book him. Okay, so things are objects. Things like vinyl, whatever. They're weird and they're new at first. And they become adopted and iconic. After a while they become lame and discarded. And then there's a variable of time, and that's my variable, time. And then they become a hip memory prompt again. And vinyl collectible coffee tables, now we want to smash the coffee tables to take the vinyl out to play the vinyl, and punk has become beer. What's next? Cassettes! I love cassettes. Do you like me when you see a cassette, you kind of go, oh. and then you want to shag them. Right? Because, hey, it's not me, it's that hole in a cassette. It's just the right fucking... We know cassettes are coming back because Thurston Moore already wrote a book about it. This is a USB stick that looks like it's a cassette. And people are like, oh yeah. It's my friend's iPhone case. I want to shag my friend's iPhone case. I'm not saying I have yet. It's going to happen. So things are objects. They're weird and new. They become adopted, iconic, and then they become lame and discarded. And after a variable of time, they become an object and hit memory pot again. Let's test out this theory on Robert De Niro, shall we? This is where this becomes, if you look in the dictionary under ADHD, it's a picture of me doing this lecture. At first, he's weird and new, right? He becomes adopted. And then, it becomes kind of lame and discarded. Analyze this? Really? If it couldn't get any worse, analyze that. So it's all about being punctual. Showing up, oh, hello. Where's the manager? Where's the manager for this? Bobby. No, it's not analyze this too. It's analyze that. Oh, in that case. No, he didn't become lame and discarded. He starts the Tribeca Film Festival in New York City, which helps New York recover from the September 11 attacks, right? And then, Tribeca becomes a car. Tribeca's a car. Punk is a beer. It's a good job there are people in the entertainment industry we can know and trust and... So, what's important? Really? What is it? What matters in all of this? Turns out to be vibe. If you've got a vibe, if you've got momentum, you can get anything else you need. It's all about vibe, and we're back to a car. So, what about some strategies? About time, Martin. Here's a strategy for you. Have a fucking strategy. Could we have one? It's just your career. It's just your life. There's a bunch of people trying to fuck you constantly. Have a strategy. Strategy number 2. Get the fuck out of bed. Easy for me to say, because I used to have a 3-year-old, and now I have a 4-year-old, and an 8-year-old, and a 15 and a 17-year-old. But most mornings, waking up, someone's kicking me in the back. I've got congealed puke across the back of my neck. 4 in the morning. Very similar to the situations I think some of you will be waking up in tomorrow. But if you get the fuck out of bed, let's say at 5 o'clock, you're 5 hours ahead of the singer in the band, weirdly, ironically called the Arch Rivals. Who are your Arch Rivals? You're 5 hours ahead of that guy. I don't like to say that we're in competition with each other. We're in competition with the world, the economy, and everything else that's constantly. But 5 hours isn't much, but at the end of a month, you're how many hours? 150 hours ahead, right? Did that work? Yeah. 150 hours, that's something, isn't it? And you can use all those tools I flashed up at the beginning to work on your social media and incrementally grow this thing. You just have to get the out of bed. Practice for catastrophe. I was at the rehearsal hotel in Norway, like a hotel of rehearsal rooms, and it was gorgeous. They had that diamond metal plate halfway up the walls. Nice PAs, microphones, a piano, weirdly, a drum kit, choice of 2 guitar amps, a bass rig, monitors hung from the ceiling. It's like awesome. A mirror all the way down one side. The elevators worked. I'm like, this is fantastic. But is that what we need to be better at what we do? If it was me, I'd turn that mirror into a 2-way mirror. I'd be behind the glass. And when a band is really getting into it, I'm not going to play too much air guitar. When a band's really getting into it, I'd hit a button. Fucking electrocute that guitarist. Yeah. Anybody else getting a partial erection? I know I am. I'd wait a little bit longer, electrocute them again. A little bit longer when they're really getting into it. I'd make the microphone stop working. I'd hit another button and open up a big hole in the middle of the stage. Electrocute the guitarist again, and then have piss rain from the ceiling. Because that's every fucking gig I've ever done. It's about triumph in the face of adversity, not having a great time at your super swanky rehearsal room. So, when you're on stage at Big Day Out, see how I switched that, made it Australia relevant instead of Lollapalooza? Did. When you're on stage at Big Day Out with acoustic, and it's like, here we go, oh, how am I getting shocks off an acoustic guitar? You fucking are, so deal with it. There's a hole in the stage, the microphone's irking, and how can it rain piss on your head? But it is, thank you God, it's fucking raining piss. Martin was right. You can laugh in the face of adversity because you practice for all of it. Everything. Except the horrifying unexpected attack of diarrhea. And you can practice for that 8 handfuls of laxative chocolate before your rehearsal. I've got shit dribbling down the back of my legs right now. Right? If I hadn't mentioned it, you wouldn't know. Because I'm a fucking professional. That's why. Free is the new black. Does anybody here have a problem giving all of their shit away all the time, every single bit of it? All the time. Everybody's okay with that? Oh, boo. Well, okay. You got it. Because everybody else is. You got to. It's tough. I give my shit away all the time. You have to. It's not a problem if 20,000 people illegally, I said I'd never do that, and here I am doing it, and illegally download your music. It's a problem if they don't. Everybody can get everything they want for free, so why aren't they downloading your shit? Because they can. Monty Python started giving everything they've ever done away in the best possible quality. They just got tired of seeing shitty clips on YouTube that ended before the punchline. There's a great interview with John Cleese. He was frightened. Do you know what happened to their revenue after they started giving everything away for free? Exactly, it went up 23,000%. Metric, Canadian band. Mathieu Drouin, who manages them, said, "It's the stuff we give away the most that sells the most." Weird, huh? You would think it wouldn't be the case, but it is. Radiohead, bored with them. Oprah! It works the other way as well. Oprah was selling two Charles Dickens books last Thanksgiving, Tale of Two Cities and another book by Charles Dickens that I don't remember. They've both been available on the internet for like 5 years. She sold millions of copies of them, even though they've been available for free. Trent Reznor's doing all kinds of interesting stuff with that, and he just signed to a major label, so we'll skip that. My friends in One Eyed Doll, Pay What You Feel works really good as well. My friends in One Eyed Doll were getting $6 for their EP, day and night, day and night. But when they gave people the option of paying what they wanted to, now they average $12 for an EP. I think it's a time of taking out the protective cup, the cricketing cup. See how I switched that from baseball to cricket? International shit. Remove the protective Australian rules football testicle protection device from your pants. Take your hands away from your crotch and open up and give somebody you think is going to with you a sledgehammer. Not a tiny little hammer that will just dissolve on the first sweep, or a sponge rubber hammer. Give them a real sledgehammer. The bigger the hammer you give someone, the less likely they are to smash you in the nuts. And that takes balls to do that, sorry. Right? But you start this trust relationship, which I think is what's going on. There's a QR code for my free book. Everybody get it? Oh. It's there if you want it. There's a link if you don't have a QR code reader. Does someone want to take a picture and put it up? Like my shit. So you could be, does anybody else need that? Did you get it? Right? Because it just dawned on me, I can't be like, free is the new black, give this or give it, and like not give shit away. Right? And it works. I added 1,100 people to my mailing list last month without really doing anything except once in a while going, fuck you cheap bastards, here's my book again for free, fuckers. Boom. Right? Works. Unless people don't like your shit, and then it just stops the relationship pretty quickly. If your band is shit, you don't care, you smell, you don't have enough juice for your fog machine, or you have a bad attitude towards your fans, it will just be over quicker. So, yeah. Are we done? Because if there's one person who doesn't get it, that will be the person who's all over. What a fucking asshole. He said he'd give me the book, he didn't. He pulled me in, he punched me in the face. Fucked by somebody else's business plan, masquerading as help. This was the 80s. Home taping is killing music, and it's illegal. Fuck off. You should pay to be on somebody's mixtape. What a glorious Trojan horse, right? To have your music on somebody's mixtape on a cassette. Home sewing is killing fashion. I've got hundreds of these. Home fucking is killing prostitution. Use social media with Japanese table manners. The first time we went to Japan, we were told we couldn't pour our own drinks. So you'd sit there and you become really polite, pouring everybody else's drinks, until eventually somebody else pours yours. That's how you use social media. You don't use... I have a penis as a pickup line. At least I wouldn't have dreamt about until I started doing this. I'm like, I think I'm gonna try it. But that's what I see people doing on the internet all the time. I'm in a band. Fuck off. Everybody's in a band. We're doing a show. Fuck you. Everybody's doing a show. We've got a new record coming out. Ditto. I love this. My dad, thanks Dad, gave me this quote. Dale Carnegie, nothing to do with the internet, but everything to do with social media, right? You will make more friends in, bless you. You will make more friends in 2 months by being interested in other people than you will make in 2 years trying to get other people interested in you. Awesome. Awesome. I have a penis. Fuck by yourself. The need for external validation. Success is not external, it's like bad gas or appendicitis. Internal. Stop waiting for someone to discover you. Discover yourself. Ooh, that was a bit Dr. Phil, wasn't it? Discover yourself. Put your hands down your pants and discover yourself. Fuck by not being Taylor Swift. You can say what you want about Taylor Swift, and fuck knows I have. But she had her album delivered with Papa John's pizza. Like, I think more punk rock than John Lydon these days. looking for a major label deal. By geography, America is big. This is why I get large amounts of money to travel the world and lay my insight on people. America's big! It's kind of an interesting question. If you look at the 100 largest markets in America, all but 15 of them are east of a line from Minneapolis down to Texas. So here's a strategy for you. Stay fucking east of the line! Because west of that line, it's 2,000 miles from Minneapolis to LA. It's a broken transmission. It's thousands of dollars worth of gasoline. It's your bass player's head exploding. I can't fucking do it. It's your ass exploding from the dubious microwave burrito you bought from the Mormon truck stop just outside of Salt Lake City. Yeah, gas is expensive. Is gas expensive here? Or is it petrol here? This is gas prices across the US. You don't go to the West Coast, it's the most expensive place for gas. You'll be driving further, you'll be shredding your miles per gallon, kilometers per litre. Did I do that? Martin Atkins is truly international. This is population distribution in the US. One reason to not play there, there's nobody there. Yeah, it's all fun and games till I get to that. I was just in San Diego, at San Diego music thing. It's not that I don't remember what it's called. It's called San Diego Music Thing. That's the name of the thing. And everybody was laughing along with me till I forgot to pull that slide out. They're like, ha ha, oh, boo, boo, boo. So it's all about looking at where you are and looking at the data and making decisions. Here's an Australian strategy for anybody in Australia. Move to Melbourne. Yeah. It's often referred to as the Garden City, the cultural capital of Australia, the birthplace of Australian film and the world's first feature film. Australian television, Australian rules football, and the Australian Impressionist art movement known as the Heidelberg School, and dance styles such as the Melbourne Shuffle. Yeah, the world's most livable city and the largest tram network. Awesome. You know, of course, when I go to Sydney, I'll be like, move to Sydney! It's awesome! No, I wouldn't do that. By yourself, there's a bunch of by yourself ones, a lack of imagination. That's what it's all about these days. If I told you I joined a bobsled team, yeah, okay, BFD, fine. If I said I joined the Jamaican bobsled team, awesome, not awesome. Awesome. That's not just a great idea, that's a movie. Cool, Ronnie. You sad loser. Sorry, I love that. But I guess what I'm trying to say. What are you trying to say? What I'm trying to say is it's just a little tweak on an idea. You don't have to reinvent something, just fucking tweak it. By yourself, number 7, pursuing technical ability. If you're just doing one thing, you're I don't care how well you're doing it. Some 9-year-old in China is doing it better than you. Joylessly, right? And looking quite frightened, but better than you. Just be as good as you need to be and then get some more skills. It's all about plate spinning and multiple skill sets these days, right? You know, if you want to play sitar in, I don't know, Denver, Colorado, you could probably just kind of go, and people will go, yeah, fucking sitar, motherfucker. If you did that in India, someone would stab you in the eye. Anything that you choose to do do, type into YouTube, whatever it is, followed by child prodigy, and you will be crying within 2 minutes. Ooh, heavy. By yourself, number 8, allowing yourself to think that anybody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a fuck about what's important to you more than you. I think we all hope that somebody will, but nobody does. And as soon as you give somebody else that power over you, it's like you're putting your art, your music, your hopes, your dreams in some kind of Viking funeral boat and hoping that somebody doesn't light the match on it. Right? You're just giving somebody else the power. You have to take the power back and do it yourself. We had that already, didn't we? Oh, here's another lack of imagination. Okay. BlackBerry Jam scam. This is kind of tough, but I like it. So, one of my students was sitting at the front row, and he had a pot, like a homemade jam pot. It was defrosting on the desk. I'm like, what's that? It's like homemade organic blackberry jam. I'm like, bring me some, I'll give you an A. Because that's how I roll, right? Next week, he's sitting there with his pot of my jam. I'm like, yes, this fucking teaching gig is finally paying off. And so I walk over to him, reach for the jam. And this is where things get kind of weird and scary and things go like slow motion. I'm reaching for the jam, I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, like he smiles and reaches behind him. It goes like ultra slow motion. He pulls out a demo. Like, fuck. Fuck. Keep calm. Keep calm. Demo. It's okay. Take the demo and the jam. You get the jam, throw his demo out the window on the drive back to Chicago. No problem. Because you know what a demo is, don't you? Even your really nicely recorded album by Steve Albini or somebody else, expensive. When I or somebody else doesn't know your music, it's an imposition. It makes my brain hurt. I'm a producer and arranger, so I hear things, well, where's the hook? Oh, that's the hook? Well, what? And it didn't repeat? Well, what now? What? Now we're on to the next, what? It engages my brain and it hurts my head. And I don't have fucking time. Who has time? It's an imposition. Tough love. Sorry. So, I drive back to Chicago. And I'm like looking at the CD and the jam. I'm like, tick-tock, motherfucker. That CD's going out the window. And for some reason it didn't. I get home. I put the jam and the CD on the kitchen table. Go to bed. Wake up the next day. There's the CD. Waiting. I put some toast in the toaster and I open up the jam. I can't make that sound, but it was like the seal unsealed. Thank you. And it was surprisingly fragrant. Put the toast down. Get the butter out. Look at the CD. Maybe I'll just put it in the garbage. Or the garbage disposal. I don't know how I'm going to dispose of it yet, but I'm going to dispose of it. The toast comes out, I put some butter on. I put the spoon in the jam, and it's quite runny. Not like store-bought jam, just quite runny. Like if I was to put that spoon in the jam, it would just, so it's runny, is my point. Fucking jam. So, I put a spoonful of jam on the bread, and I imagine him growing the blackberries, and then doing whatever it is you do to make organic blackberry jam. I don't know, right, whatever. I take a bite of the toast with the jam, and I am Now I've got to listen to his demo. Not only do I listen to his demo, I film myself, put it in my car stereo, and put it up on YouTube, right? And I said, right, his band is called Color Phase. Right, I went, here I go, listening to Color Phase, yeah! Right, so I guess my question is, what's your BlackBerry Jam scam? Because if you don't have one, you don't have nothing. And it's easy, right? If you do have a BlackBerry Jam scam, I guarantee you'll make more friends on the internet talking about jam than you will talking about your new band, your new CD, your new guitar. Just saying. Small is the new huge. Why is it when bands are asked, do you want to play the 100 capacity venue or the 300 capacity venue? They will always choose the 1,000-seat Enormo Dome. What the fuck? You put your 200 fans in there, it's horrifying. Always play the smallest venue possible. Play in a phone booth. Right? Unless I'm a sociopath, right? But if you're not, and you can't easily lie to journalists, record labels, managers, agents, play in a phone booth. You can get on the phone the next day and go, oh, last night it was fucking packed. We could not get another person in there, I'm telling you now. It was really, right? You make your own success. Play the smallest venue possible. What's the worst thing that could happen? It sells out. People will be driving by going, oh shit! I told you we should have got tickets for that band who always plays the tiny venues and there's people outside because they paid them to stand outside going, no! You should have bought tickets! No! Aim low. Get. Sorry, I can't do get high. Aim low, get high. Right. We all have ambition, and I'm not saying don't have ambition, but how do you get there? Your next step is there, right? And if you're looking up there all the time, you'll miss your next step, you'll fall over it, you'll break your ankle, there'll be a horrifying lawsuit. How do you put 20,000 people in a stadium? I don't know. But if you can't make 2 extra friends today, you're fucked. That's all you have to do. Make 2 friends today, 2 friends tomorrow, 2 friends the next day, and brick by brick, you will build your great wall of China, of success. I was lucky enough to be there, I don't know, 2006, 2007, and you could stand there looking at it going, fuck, how did they do it? Like I did. And then I got really hungry because there's a Kentucky Fried Chicken at the Great Wall of China. Yeah. Oh, I said to the guy, this is so wrong on so many. Extra crispy. But your success, your career is like the Great Wall of China. If you just look at how can I be huge and successful? I don't fucking know, nobody knows, and you certainly don't. How can you put another brick in that wall today? You can do that. This is like Obama-Romney shit. It's like big major label Republican Party bullshit, old school, how big is the check we can write, versus Obama sending out an email saying, would you call 2 of your friends? It's just that, right? So, my aim low, get high philosophy, that free is the new black, they've been difficult, right? Free is the new black, especially, I'll happily talk to you about it afterwards if you want. Sometimes I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall with this stuff. And when a major publication kind of took my aim low, get high strategy, I fucking cried. I mean, yeah, they kind of took it from me, but I fucking cried. A great life isn't about great, huge things. It's about small things that make a big difference. Right? And when I saw that in the IKEA catalogue, Really. Stay on top of the newest technology. Really? Hello? Yeah, the Olympics. Oh, that's the best dollar I've ever spent. And kind of, nobody in airport security has ever said to me, like, hey, whoa, dreadlocks. What the fuck? All of my rules, you need to make your own rules for your own specific, unique situation. All of my rules are flexible. The one thing you need to do is create momentum. If you have momentum, you can do anything you want. If you have money and you're trying to purchase momentum, pretty soon you'll have no money and no momentum. If you have momentum, you can get anything you want. Always be nice to everybody. And here's the rule. It's easy to be nice and see a reason to be nice for someone who's putting a festival together, someone who books a club, right? When there's a reason, you're kind of fucking with the karma of it. You need to be the nicest to the person with the least reason for you to be nice to them. 2 reasons. It will be really cheap and easy. A beer, a smile, a sandwich, a conversation. You're being cool to that person. Maybe they're having a really bad day. And it's not going to take much, right? If you want to be nice to Kevin Lyman from the Warped Tour, I don't know how you do that. He's a nice guy, I'm sure he'd take your call. But I don't know how you would get his attention. But someone who's down on it, having a bad time, you could get their attention really easy and they won't forget you. And I guarantee you, 1 week or 10 years later, that stuff will come back to you. Yeah. Support the scene, and it will support you. But there's so many people, this fucking scene sucks, and they don't go out and see bands, and they don't go out and do shit. You've got to get out and support your scene. It's reciprocal. Prepare and give yourself a deadline. Like no other time. We're all left to our own devices. We can make our own music. We can do anything. We can shoot our own videos. But the thing that we're lacking is the TikTok dollar clock in the studio that gives us that panic, the deadline to be finished. And now we've got bands and all kinds of artists all over the world who are never finished with anything. We're mastering the album, I think this 6th time, with this new mastering guy, with the new software. It's really going to make such an infinitesimal difference that the benefit from doing this has been outweighed by the 2 years it's taken us to do it. I started my own radio show last week, and it's called Band Smart Radio. We do it up in Madison. The first 15 minutes was silence. It's like the biggest crime you could commit in radio is a dead air. Made worse on Blog Talk Radio by some guy reminding you, bing bong, Blog Talk Radio. And then nothing would happen for another minute. It doesn't fucking matter. We can tweak that on the next episode. The important thing is we started it, and we'll keep on doing it. Melt the competition. Money, effort, leverage, time. The less of one you have, the more of the other you'll need to put into the soup. DTO. Thank you, Backward Turner Overdrive, for the logo. Do the opposite. What was that movie with all the blue people that cost like $1 bazillion? It's not. It's not. Partial erection. What? Avatar, thank you. So, how can we compete with Avatar? The artist. Right? What's the microphone budget? Fuck off. It's silent. Fuck. Awesome. Just do the opposite of anything you're thinking of doing, and I guarantee you'll have an interesting outcome. Go green. Do I care about your band? No. Do I care about the planet? No. Yes. There is no safety anywhere. Nothing is safe. Yeah, it's a fun catastrophe. I have people coming up to me after these lectures going, you know, I can help you. I'm like, oh really? What do you do? I'm a designer. I can help you with your appalling slide inconsistency. You need to make cool shit. Because advertising is the cost of being boring. I love that quote. It's Andy Serkis as much as my Dale Carnegie quote. Advertising is the cost of being boring. Yes. This is my friend Moldova. He made an album with the song titles written in electric circuitry. And because he had electric circuitry, he built in a light-sensitive theremin onto his CD and a headphone jack. So you can play his CD. Even if you don't want to play his CD, you can play it on a bus. I don't pass it out anymore because people in the audience go, and it's this like ADHD nightmare for me of light-sensitive theremins and flashing lights. He's only sold 500 of them, but they cost $50 each. Anybody want to do the math? 25 grand. Just change the equation. It's not about selling 10,000 copies on a major label anymore. It's about doing something really inventive and important that sets somebody else's head on fire and doing that and starting that relationship. I'm not his manager, I'm not his agent, I'm not his label. I don't have any kind of relationship with Moldova other than I love him and his ideas. I go all over the world talking about his shit. Awesome. Why do I hope what I've been talking about hasn't been too harsh for you, but I think if you can know that you're then you're not. It's if you think that you're not that you totally are. Isn't that lovely? If you know that you're then you're not. If you think that you're not, then you are. It's like in Disney and Tarantino. Trapped in a tumble dryer. Yeah. Never be afraid to throw blueberry muffins. Why would I throw blueberry muffins? Oh, you want to talk about nightmare at the airport? Fuck. I was pulled over. They wanted to examine my muffins. I'm like, yeah. Some of the cool shit that I make, I do a scratch and sniff blueberry white vinyl 7-inch. If anybody really desperately wants muffins, let me know, because how tragic would that be? For me to be hit with muffins, you to be there desiring muffins. Huh? They are hostess. Oh, what? No, not if they're hostess. No, I just bought them all the way to fucking America. Actually, I got these in China 7 years ago. I think they're still good. But, what the whoa. Sorry about that. I had to sign a waiver. I did the Mac store at Michigan Avenue, Chicago. I did a lecture on crowdfunding and Kickstarter. And I brought this big bag of muffins. I'm like, whoa. What are you doing? I'm like, oh, I throw muffins. No. At the Apple store, the Mac store? Yeah, I've done it for 3 years. I like doing it. It costs me a fortune. It's really a pain in the ass. Oh! And they're like, well, do you have muffins for everybody? I'm like, oh, what is this? Like my son's baseball little league where everybody gets a fucking trophy. I'm like, there's 4 or 5 in the bag. If people want to share, they can share. That's not on me. And then they're like, well, what if somebody gets hit in the face or the eye with a muffin? I'm like, really? Thanks. And like, really? Like someone's going to get hit in the eye with a bag of muffins? Sure enough, someone gets hit in the eye. So, that's my shit. I'm here tomorrow doing a touring lecture. You've all got a free download of the book if you want it. I'm spinning at Northcote Social on next Thursday. I'm doing my punk rock lecture, which is kind of interesting for me about the whole backdrop of the punk rock scene. Yeah, that's my shit. Thank you.